Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday meditation gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. This week we have Shannon Williams, who will lead us in meditation, and then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we'll open it up for sharing, and we end at 10:45. Over to you, Shannon.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's wonderful to be here and see all these happy faces in front of me. Some familiar. I'm going to do something similar to what I had done last time, which is I'm going to talk a little bit, but then part of my assigned talking time, I'm going to start leading you through a meditation, a guided meditation. And what we're going to be doing is forgiving a brother. So you might want to start thinking about who that person is that you want to bring into your mind and forgive during this meditation while I'm giving you a little bit of information. So last time I was here, which is in September, I was sharing with you the 3 things that I learned from Jesus, kind of how it all summed up. And today I just want to talk a little bit more about the joining with Jesus, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So early on, I mean, probably a few months into reading the course, I joined with Jesus and asked him to read with me and asked him what he was trying to say, asking him what he meant. I would ask him, hey, can you show me what it's like? The script is written. Can you just show me what that means? And then he gave me a whole day of experiencing the script is written. It was very freeing, and I really got on a deep level what he meant by that. And so he's available to us. And this was all back in 2009. So I feel like a lot of, I don't know if there were a lot of teachers back then, but I wasn't aware of them. And I also wasn't aware of any groups or videos or anything like that. I mean, it was just me and Jesus learning his course. Now he says it's a self-study course in the book. So I just took that as what it was and studied with him. And the reason I'm saying this is because during this meditation, what we really want to do is allow him to run the show, allow him to show us what it is that we need to know about this brother, and for him to show us who this brother really is. So it's really important to lean on him and step back and let him lead the way. And even to step into a little bit of well, perhaps I don't know what's really going on. Perhaps I don't know who this person really is. Perhaps all of these judgments that I have about this person are, just false. Completely false. And I'm going to open my mind to seeing it all differently. So there are a few quotes that kind of set up this meditation. And these are some of my favorites about this, because Jesus tells us in the course that how we see our brother is how we see ourselves. And so if I see my brother as guilty, then I am seeing myself as guilty, and I will continue to see myself as guilty until I allow myself to see my brother as innocent. And so he has a few quotes where he really gives this message, and I just want to read some of them. So the first one is from chapter 25. He says, "And you must see your brother as yourself. Framed in his body, you will see your sinfulness, wherein you stand condemned. Set in his holiness, the Christ in him proclaims himself as you." Another one that really speaks to me is in chapter 20. Actually, the next two are from chapter 20. "Sin has no place in heaven, where its results are alien and can no more enter than can their source. And therein lies your need to see your brother sinless. In him is heaven. See sin in him instead, and heaven is lost to you." And as I read these, just really think about this for a second. He's telling us that if we see our brother innocent, we know ourselves as innocent and we are in heaven. We find heaven. That's how we find it. Or experience it, I should say. Next one is, it will be given you to see your brother's worth when all you want for him is peace. And what you want for him, you will receive. And finally, I just want to read, this one's a little long. It's the intro to chapter 5, but it's so beautiful and it's really going to set up our meditation. You are being blessed by every beneficent thought of any of your brothers anywhere. You should want to bless them in return out of gratitude. You need not know them individually, or they you. The light is so strong that it radiates throughout the sonship and returns thanks to the Father for radiating his joy upon it. Only God's holy children are worthy channels of his beautiful joy, because only they are beautiful enough to hold it by sharing it. It is impossible for a child of God to love his neighbor except as himself. That is why the healer's prayer is, let me know this brother as I know myself. Okay, so now we're going to start with the meditation. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to release a brother from the chains, from a grievance that we're holding against him. So I invite you to get comfortable. Just take some deep breaths. It's nice to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And take a few of those if that's helpful, and just feel your shoulders relax and feel yourself really sink in and get comfortable. Now bring this person that you believe is disturbing your peace into your mind. You could be perceiving him as treating you unfairly, or maybe you're holding a grievance against him. Whatever story you have wrapped around him, just kind of bring that into your awareness. This is what we're going to release during this meditation. I'll just give you a few seconds to bring the image into your mind. Now let's join in a prayer and just repeat these words in your mind after me. Holy Spirit, Jesus, I am asking for your help. I am willing to let go of what is untrue. I will not believe false ideas anymore. Please show me the way. And just use any other words that come to mind. Really feel yourself connecting with Spirit. Now visualize this person is in front of you and facing you. And feel yourself just letting go of all of these ideas that have been attached to him or her. and open yourself up to a new way of seeing him. And repeat these words in your mind after me. I give you to the Holy Spirit as part of myself. I know that you will be released unless I want to use you to imprison myself. In the name of my freedom, I choose your release. Because I recognize that we will be released together. Now feel yourself setting this brother free, and let your mind be shown the light in him beyond all grievances. See the light of the Holy Spirit come in and transform this brother in front of you. As you're watching this transformation take place, repeat these words in your mind as I say them. Let me know this brother as I know myself. Now for the next 20 minutes, just release this brother and allow the truth to be revealed. And most importantly, allow Holy Spirit and Jesus to show you whatever is most helpful for you. Put him in charge. Allow him to illuminate your mind with light, truth, and love. And if you find your mind wandering, take a deep breath, come back into this moment and connect with him again. He may show you other brothers to forgive if you fully forgive this one. He may just keep showing you light. So just let him show you whatever it is you need to see. And if you find your mind wandering, take a deep breath, come into this moment and say, I am open to miracles. You can also say, you are the light of the world, or light and joy and peace abide in you, dear brother. So now I'll be quiet and we'll take our 20 minutes of silence.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have 13 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand or use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to take yourself off of mute. If you'd like to ask Shannon a question or a comment with confidentiality, put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen, and I'll read it out. Celia, take yourself off mute.
Thank you, Shannon. That was amazing, because I lined up somebody as the problem the problem person, and bless them, and that was lovely. And then somebody else completely different turned up, who was in a different area of my life, and whom I suddenly realized I'd obviously judged in some way. So I now see that person completely differently, because I recognize that I imposed this opinion about them on myself, and it's not true. And so I'm really excited, because I shall now contact this person with a completely different space in myself, to let the love and the light and the acceptance shine through for me. So thank you. It's absolutely amazing. I'm delighted. Thank you.
Thank you, Celia. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so beautiful when we can let go of those judgments and to be made aware of them. It was wonderful that you could open up and allow yourself, to see that.
But it was the preparation that you gave us that allowed that to happen, I'm quite sure, because I haven't gone into a meditation in quite that way before. So you give me a new doorway, so that's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kirsty, would you like to share?
Thanks, Dan. Thank you, Shannon. That was, there was a reason why I felt incredibly guided to come on to this Zoom this morning. I haven't been for a while, but this morning it was just such strong guidance to go on. And and as soon as you started talking in your opening preparation, I knew why, because what you were talking about was allowing Jesus to do it for us, letting Jesus take over. And when we went into the meditation, I brought someone to mind who's, the big forgiveness opportunity of my life. It's been going on for decades, and trying to do this and not really being very successful at it at all. And then Jesus came through. I'd called Jesus in and everything, and Jesus came through and spoke in language to me, which he very rarely does, and said, "Bring this forgiveness to me, child." And I said, "Well, isn't that what I am doing? Isn't that what I am doing?" And he said, "No, you're thinking this is Kirsty's problem. It is not Kirsty's problem. This is for me." And I couldn't understand what he was talking about, because I was sitting there getting quite frustrated that this situation was not, that this forgiveness wasn't happening for me. And I've never really understood what "bring this to me" means. So I always think I am bringing it to you. But what he seemed to be saying was let go of Kirsty, let go of this whole idea of Kirsty. Kirsty's not going to be the one to deal with this. You've got to let go of this identity of yourself. And I think that's what I realized is what he meant in that introduction to chapter 5 that we read. I think it was there when he said, "As you see others, you will see yourself." And I think if you see somebody else, like this great kind of nemesis in your life, if you see them as not that personal identity, then you will see yourself as not that personal identity. So yeah, after that, I kind of, you know, it was very, very useful anyway. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you. It's so nice to hear your voice again. We haven't connected in a while. And thank you so much for sharing that. That's it. It's letting go of ourselves. So thank you. I'm happy that that worked out the way it did for you.
We have something in chat. It says, "Thank you, Shannon, for restoring my vision and my hearing to the voice for God." Who'd like to share? Jan, take yourself off mute.
Hi, yes, such a lovely, lovely process. Thank you very much, Sharon. Beautifully set up. And really, what I'm left with is just deep gratitude for these problems that arise. I mean, the big one in my life is not always grateful for that, but actually to see that this is there, you know, instead of saying these as problems, but as opportunities, really, to heal my own mind. So yeah, very grateful to you for helping me see that. Thanks.
Thank you, Jan. And yes, we end up feeling gratitude for the person that we feel is causing us all this strife, right? I mean, the gratitude is just, you know, we step into that and that takes us into this beautiful experience. In my experience, the gratitude is the portal to love. It's like if we can just be and feel into that gratitude, we're taken into that beautiful, loving space. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Jan.
Thank you.
I'll jump in here. Thank you, Shannon. This has been a wonderful mini workshop. I've got so much out of it. And when I went to Spirit, and I thought of somebody that I've had a long grievance with, and I've worked on it, but you know, it's a process for me. And I asked Holy Spirit, how would you have me see this person? And what came up was, he's a gift to you to help you heal your mind. He is showing you a place where there still lurks grievances and judgments, and gives you an opportunity to see them and to give them to me for healing. He is an angel, and you both go home together. So that's what I got. And that helped me see it, and I could see him in light instead of seeing a body.
Oh, that's just gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I can just feel that. So beautiful.
Who'd like to share? John, and then Teresa. You go first, Teresa.
Oh, thank you, Shannon. That was just lovely. Thank you. What I got was an image. So I've done a lot of work on this person who, in my mind, is quite aggressive. And so the image I got was this, and often I get is, all I can see is this aggressive face. So, and then I recoil and think, yes, I can see him in light, but you know, I don't want him back in my life again. So, and then all the fear comes up. So I know that is, I know that's whatever it is. So, what I got today was a little bit different, and this was like a real facade, and I got an animal face, like a dog growling and the teeth up and all this. And I just thought, wow, this person is so vulnerable beneath all that this is such a facade. It helped to soften my heart. And I do know that with aggression particularly, I know it's one area that I get quite frightened of. And I know I don't like to see anger I don't like to own it myself. So I see it out there. So it was really lovely to get another level of softness around there, and and to move, see the true self of that person. So thank you.
Isn't that so fun when he brings in images that make it so clear, and we can, it helps us to let go of these things that we're holding on to. Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
John, would you like to share?
Yeah, I would. Thank you so much, Shannon. That was absolutely beautiful. And Teresa mentioned the word softness, and I love the softness of your message. And it was so interesting because immediately after your introduction, what came to me as soon as we went into the closing iron bringer was, well, there's nobody. There's nobody I feel like that. And then suddenly, Jesus' voice was so clear, and he mentioned me, reminded me of the passage, I can't, just paraphrasing, but where he reminded us that the slightest tinge of irritation is covering a mountain of rage, or something like that. So then once I saw that, all these people came bombing in, one after the other, from way back. And it was a wonderful, wonderful reminder, that's what I love about the courses. It's literally got the answer to every single thing, So that was a wonderful reminder. I just loved it. I felt very peaceful, and the softness, and it's a never-ending process. Never ends till it ends. But I loved it. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting up so early too.
Thank you for sharing. Oh, I love it. I love it and that just shows that you were open-minded, right? You were just opening yourself up to see whatever it is that needed to be healed. And he always knows what we're ready to let go of. And he can always guide us to whatever the forgiveness lesson is for us. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Norman, would you like to share?
Thank you. And yes, indeed, I could hear Jesus in your voice, Shannon, and it's just a lovely reminder that nobody in the world needs forgiveness, because all the bad things about them were put there by me. And once I realized that, it's just me that needs the forgiveness, or well, not me, not the real me, the ego me, and it's just reinforced it beautifully for me. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. It's a beautiful way of saying it too. Thank you.
And there's a message in chat that says, thanks for an amazing meditation and lovely group. I feel at home again.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. So on that note, we come to the end of our time together. It's been so beautiful. Thank you, Shannon. That's been wonderful. Take yourself off mute and express your appreciation to Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
That's lovely.
Love you
Thank
all.
you,
Everyone.
Mary.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Lovely to see
Thank
you.
Thank you, everyone.